Coach Albert and I were only a few years apart in age, we had a successful JV season. We had our first varsity season in 1969. We went 4-4-1 in our very first year, losing those 4 games by a total of 13 points. It was a very successful season. I graduated and kept in touch with Coach Albert until his passing. Coach Albert can be only described as a man of integrity, classy, and successful in every way. He loved his family, country, and Tiger Nation. I will forever remember him for his coaching expressions such as Potato Man, Pencil Neck, and it's a great day to be a Tiger. Coach Albert, I miss you terribly. I know that you are still teaching in heaven and want everyone to remember each day as it's a great day to be a Tiger.
Coach A had a tremendous influence on me, not only with his great knowledge of the game, but his inspiring leadership and his presence as a man of faith and high character. When I became a head coach, I found myself quoting Coach Albert often, trying to inspire my team the way he inspired us. If there was ever a person that I knew who secured a place in heaven, it was Phil Albert. So Coach, please put in a good word for me. I want to see you again.
Coach A modeled for me how to be a strong and godly man. Coach A knew when to challenge me and when to nurture me, and he always made it clear that he loved me. The principles that Coach Albert taught his players made us better citizens, businessmen, parents, husbands, and Christians. And I believe his positive impact has been multiplied exponentially through all of the people who were blessed to know him. What I hope that people will most remember about Coach Albert is that he was a fun, enthusiastic, and loving Christian man who spoke God's truth clearly, faithfully, and fearlessly. I thank you, Coach A.
Coach Albert was the 6th coach that I'd had in 8 seasons. He was not just a coach, he was a mentor, he was a teacher. He could bring the best in everyone and put them together as individuals within a team environment. He was truly one of the finest men I was fortunate enough to ever know, and without a doubt, the best coach I'd ever met, and I can say a good friend.
What I remember most about Coach A is that he was a father figure and a mentor to me, as well as all of his players. He was a man who truly cared and loved his players. After I had graduated, gone on to my business career, I would periodically stop by to see Coach A. We would sit there and talk about family, how my job's going, and if I had questions and asked his advice, he was generous with both. I love you, Coach A, and I'll miss you very much.
I'm so appreciative. Any kind of small contribution I made to anybody's lives over the last 50 years, just a blessing to me. My attitude was always add value to people. And the way you do that is first by valuing people, and then value what they value, and then make yourself more valuable. See, the more valuable I am, the more value I can add to you. So that was kind of like my thing that I always try to do, learn more about growing, because as I grow, then I'm able to help people grow. Because you can't take people to places you've never been, and you can't give them what you don't have.
Or he was loving / caring, however you want to put it, and he was purposeful in whatever he did. How do you take 70 to 80 young men from various backgrounds, diverse backgrounds at times, and various abilities, and fashion them into a team to get buy-in? And the way that you do that is you care, and it all shows up in the little things. Things like he knew your name, he knew your parents' names. When you screwed up on or off the field and never got called into his office, he was forgiving. He would talk of his disappointment, but yet he'd give you a second chance and give his confidence to you to move forward. And really at the essence of anyone, the human desire is to be loved. That's the greatest desire we all have, and when he demonstrates that.
You know, it was one of the honors that I have for playing with Coach A was the fact that I was his first captain in 1972, and I take a lot of great pride in being his first captain. And then I had the opportunity to be his assistant for 19 years, and You know, that was a wonderful experience for me to be under his tutelage. You know, I can always said that I could have went somewhere else and been an assistant somewhere, but my apprenticeship under Coach A meant more than just X's and O's. There was other things that happened. He taught you about life, and as he did all those lessons to numerous players through the years. But you know, he's somebody that's very missed. I had the opportunity to bring him back as our offensive coordinator in my last couple of years as the head coach, and I had an opportunity to speak with him at the 50th anniversary, and it's something that, you know, I will cherish my entire life as being his first captain and, you know, coaching with him for all those years.
He was one of the most humble men that I knew. In fact, for a man who had accomplished what he did in football, it was very easy for him to be arrogant. He had every right to be arrogant, but he chose not to. He chose to display a high degree of humility. And for that, I was grateful to him for sharing that with me and having it keep sacred in my life. By setting these examples for the rest of us as we were young men coming along, he didn't just make us better. He made us the best at what we were trying to become. As far as what Coach meant to me, he was always consistent in his beliefs and in setting positive examples. He taught us how to be quality men, in essence.
See, Coach A would use these stories and he would tell you to believe in yourself, whether you were a kid from Virginia, a kid from DC, from the eastern shore of Maryland, from Baltimore to New Jersey, the coal mine cities and the steel cities of Pennsylvania to Long Island. It didn't matter. Through these stories, he taught you to believe in yourself, to trust your team, that you were strong. And through that belief, through that trust in your team, through that strength that you had individually, you would make the team invincible.
Trying to come up with a theme every week that would be relative to whoever we were playing. And again, maybe individually we weren't as talented, but I always felt like together, we're a lot better together than we would be if we try to go alone. And if you remember, I used to tell the geese story, right? How the geese fly, and the geese together can always fly about 76% further together than they can if they try to individually do it. So I try to just inspire guys to, and I would tell stories. Remember the big potato story? I would always, you know, the prime to pump story. It's because they're not gimmicks. See, gimmicks are things that last about as long as, you know, a bell ringing or something, you know. I thought of another reference, I won't use it on the tape, but, you know, the gimmicks don't work. So you have to invest in people, manage the resources you have, and continue to possibly make people feel better about themselves every day. I learned early too that I wanted you to like yourself more or like yourself better when you're with me.
I know for all of us, what Coach A taught us has stood the test of time. He was a game changer on the football field, but more importantly, he was a life changer off the field. He coached us to be the player he knew we could be. He challenged us to become the best version of ourselves on and off the football field. He inspired and strengthened us to press on, even when all the odds were against us. You know, he always stressed that we were always capable of doing more, even when we thought we had nothing left to give. He showed us the power of faith, belief, selflessness, unity and commitment. And regardless, in victory and defeat, Coach always put things in proper perspective. He treated us with love, encouragement, discipline, all while holding us accountable. His love of God was exemplified in his actions along with his words. I know our memories of Coach Alba will be stored in our hearts forever, and his spirit will still be a source of encouragement for all of us.